Hello and welcome. Thank you for being here at Awaken Your Intuition. I'm Nada Flardo of Nada Flardo Integrated, and I am a multidimensional channel and quantum energy worker, which really just means that I help people like you discover how powerful and brilliant you already are. Awaken Your Intuition, this free masterclass, is not a regular class. It's more of an invitation for you to remember how intuitive and in tune you innately are. Now let's ground together in intentional space. If you haven't yet, close your eyes or soften your gaze and start to bring attention and awareness to the golden energy, the golden light that innately illuminates and emanates from your heart space. Feeling that golden essence growing and expanding with every breath that you take. Until soon your entire chest is filled with this beautiful glowing light that is your own soul's essence, illuminating and shining throughout your chest and inviting, allowing that energy to continue to grow and shine through the rest of your body, will simultaneously commanding within yourself that all energy that is not mine is to be released now. So you are fully reclaiming your own space within your own body. And keep going until you are fully and completely brimming with this golden energy. And coming back to your heart space, I want you to push a spotlight, so a vertical light, a vertical line of that golden energy from your heart space and going down your spine, down your legs, and out the bottom of your feet. And continuing to push that light from your heart through the floor, through the foundation of your house, into the rocks, into the dirt, into the sediment. Just pushing it down, 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 creating a network of root systems, like a root system made of light, made of energy, connecting your body into the earth and pushing that root system down, 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 as far as you can imagine, to connect in with the crystalline core of Mother Earth, connecting into any crystal that makes sense for you in this moment, that resonates with you in this moment, connecting in, rooting in, anchoring into her grounding consciousness, her intelligence. We're now going to call in the spirit of the north, energy and consciousness of earth, spirit of the east, energy and consciousness of air, spirit of the south, energy and consciousness of fire, spirit of the west, energy and consciousness of water, and plasma consciousness to hold us through time-space. Let us call forward your highest self, your healed self, your highest, most benevolent and evolved ancestors and guides, the arcs of angels, dragon consciousness, any animal guides, fae, ascended masters, any other being, energy, entity in their highest frequency that want to remind you or guide you back to your divinity are welcome to join us today. And claiming that through all directions of time-space, we are safely grounded and connected, held in this unconditional love for the remainder of this video. My intention today is that you will walk away from today's masterclass, Awaken Your Intuition, feeling more connected to yourself, more confident in your intuition, the higher intelligence that moves through you than ever before. I'm not here to tell you what's true for you. I'm here to guide you back to a place that you already know. that the answers are already inside of you. This is a masterclass of teaching. There's some guided meditations, there's some self-reflection, and at the end, we are going to go over Welcome Home, my foundational course of connecting you into your intuition. Let's get into it. Perhaps you're here because you know you're intuitive, but you're not sure exactly how to consciously connect into your intuition on demand. Or maybe there's a fear of, if I do connect, then I'm going to be overwhelmed and I can't ever shut it off. Maybe you don't trust it. Maybe you do get messages, but you don't trust to listen to them, to follow through with them. There's some sort of fear around using your intuition or expressing your intuition or trusting your intuition. Maybe you've started to tap in, but when you do, you start to feel spacey or ungrounded or feeling off. All of these are normal, and they're not a sign that you're doing things wrong. They're a sign that you just need a little bit more support in connecting into your intuition safely and learning how to build the trust within yourself. Maybe you're just beginning to connect into your intuition, this sense of something deeper within you. You just don't know how quite to interpret it. Maybe you're here for a whole other reason. But you're here because you know you already are intuitive, or you believe yourself to be, that you could be, and you're just looking for a little bit more support, maybe permission, maybe learning some safety about trusting those innate abilities. So, what is intuition? It is your innate ability to know something without logical reason. Your intuition is interwoven within you, within every single soul. It is part of your soul's language moving through the human experience, and it moves beyond the rational mind. It's a form of non-linear intelligence, drawing from lived experience, but also the inner truth, that inner compass that embodies wisdom, your energetic sensitivity, and your connection to the unseen. Intuition arrives in the body, because the body is the receiver, as the physical essence. It can arrive as a sensation. It can be a feeling, a tingle. It could be a whisper. It could be a voice within your mind. It can be a feeling of just like, yes, that giddy feeling, like, yes, this is it. This is right. Or it can be that discomfort of that, just no, just no. Beyond rational mind, just no. Intuition is expansive, it's supportive, it's love-based, it's not fear-based. So intuition isn't guessing, it's not your ego, it's not judgmental, it's not fear-based, it's not possessive, it's not shame-based or hate-based, negative or manipulative. It's your inner compass. It's your soul moving through, it's trusting your own inner compass. You're born intuitive, but somewhere along the way, you stopped trusting that inner voice. And like any relationship, the more that you honor it, the louder, the clearer, the more present it becomes. And yes, everyone has it. There is not a single human on this planet that isn't intuitive. Even if a human doesn't believe in intuition or psychic abilities or woo-woo or spirituality, just because they don't believe it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist within them. It's either just shut down or they don't feel comfortable. They choose not to consciously awaken it, but it is there. And I know this personally because the journey that I've been through isn't a linear one. I wasn't born into, just knowing that I was intuitive and having all these wild psychic visions. And although I'm now a full-time psychic, I do quantum energy work, I'm a channel, I connect into multidimensional beings, I work one-on-one with people, I teach, I have courses, I mentor, all of these things. Now, I wasn't always consciously connected into these abilities. In fact, all through school, I was very science-based. I love science. I love logical thinking. Arts and creative process did not come easy for me. I truly believe that I wasn't creative. When I first went to post-secondary school, I really fell in love with anthropology and archaeology. This just connecting into ancient civilizations, it really captivated me. I was really enamored with the past and trying to figure out where we came from. I really loved the biological anthropology, like old, old, old. Where did we come from? How did we evolve here? And looking back now, I can see why I was pulled into the history of humanity. But as much as I loved archaeology, I knew that it was more of a hobby and not a job. It wasn't the career that I was supposed to be on, even though I did field school. I put, a couple years into it. I knew it wasn't for me. So I went into a nutrition program instead that was a holistic approach. And so I still got my science, but it was holistic and I was connecting into the body and we're learning mind, body, and soul, supporting on all these different layers. And while I was going to school there, I started a new job. One where I was the hands, arms, aid of someone who was doing energy work. Years before my boss, this man, he had a very tragic accident and he became quadriplegic. In time, he did gain some more movement back, but he never got full dexterity back. He had limited movement. So he needed someone to be his hands and fingers. I was literally the bridge, the surrogate between my boss and the client, where I would touch certain acupuncture and acupressure points on the body, and he would muscle test their body. And when I started, I knew nothing about muscle testing or acupuncture, acupressure points. I followed directions. In a pretty short amount of time, I was getting these images and knowings about these people that would match what was coming up on a test. And it turned out that I was intuitive and psychic. Now let's remind you how intuitive you are too. We're going to drop into our first meditation around connecting into our soul, your inner voice, your intuition, finding that truth within you that I learned how to recognize all those years ago. Just allow yourself to soften. You maybe want to close your eyes, you can soften your gaze, just allowing your own energy to go inwards. Dropping into the body with your breath. Your breath guiding you back into the body when you follow your inhale and your exhale. You don't have to try. It's just an allowance. In fact, see if you can let go of control. Release that need to control. Because we're going to invite your intuition to find you. Because it already lives within inside you. It's not outside of you. Continue gently breathing into the body. And let your breath travel all the way down to your toes. Maybe as you breathe in, you're breathing in a color. Any color that feels right for you in this moment. Breathing that color in and all the way down to your toes. Perhaps there's even a weightedness to that color, almost like a sand dropping into the body. It's just going to help you feel more connected into the body. So breathing in and feeling that colored sand, or seeing or hearing that colored sand going into the bottom of your feet and filling up your system. Bringing your own essence, that color, up your legs, past your knees, into your thighs. Feeling that weightedness to you. Breathing your own soul's essence into your hips, your lower abdomen. Feeling how supported you feel right now. Filling up your abdomen, your mid-abdomen, your mid-back, your upper chest, your upper back, up your neck, and filling your head. You're feeling more weighted and grounded than ever before, more in the body than ever before, yet you've never felt so light. And isn't that a wonderful feeling? You can rest your hands on your heart, on your womb, on your belly, your solar plexus, wherever feels like center to you, wherever your soul feels the most present to you. Bring your hands to that space to create a keener sense of attention and awareness to your physical body and the prompting of your inner knowing. We're going to ask your intuition a few questions. So asking or prompting, my intuition says, and let your intuition, your higher intelligence, speak through you. You can say the question aloud, you can say it internally, and just allow the answer to unfold. My intuition says. You can move your body, you can write it out, you can sit in silence. My intuition says, or my intuition is sharing. My intuition is expressing. Your intuition probably isn't loud. It's most often soft and delicate and gentle. So just be for a moment and let the whispers be heard. Don't edit it, don't judge it. It may not be what you expect. It might not be logical. It might not be earth-shattering. Just allow it. And if you have a specific question that you've been curious about, do I quit my job? Do I apply for this new job? Is this the right person for me? Do I start my business? Whatever your question is, you can ask. What does my intuition say about? What does my intuition say about applying for this new job? What does my intuition say about this person? once again, just allowing. Sit with it, open to it. Your intuition is an act of receiving. So being open to the act of receiving, of trusting. Does it come in as a scent? Does it come in a shift in the body, tingle down the spine, a knowing, a picture, a vision, a song lyric? What does intuition look like or feel like inside your own body? It's nothing outside of you. It's a higher intelligence moving through your own body. It's already there. You're now just giving yourself permission to awaken to it, to listen, to feel it, to hear it. Opening to receive the energy that is innately moving through you, trusting that. Finish receiving whatever it is that you're receiving. Good, now let's come back. And I just want to check in. How did that go for you? How was that process? What did it feel like? What did it sound like? Because often intuitive messages from spirit or transition loved ones, often it's a message about love, about returning to love, that you are loved, be open to love. They're sending you love. They're guiding you through love. In the message that they will send, it's not something that's really loud or earth-shattering. It's often love, connection, belonging, acceptance, those kind of related subjects. And if you didn't get anything, it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It means you're still trying to dial into your own personal station, your own personal frequency. Having the ability to tune into your intuition, your higher wisdom, having the ability to hear, or see, or feel, right? So that inner sight, that inner seeing is clairvoyance, which can show up as images or movie-like projections. Or there's that inner hearing, which is clairaudience. There is the feeling things in the body, that's clairsentience. And then there's claircognizance, where you just know, right? I don't know how I know, I just know. Having that ability to tune in, no matter how you're receiving it, being able to access what your intuition is telling you is invaluable, because it offers knowings and wisdom beyond the linear logical mind. You're able to listen and then act on that intuitive knowing, which can save you time and money and resources. You start to build the confidence within yourself, your own self-esteem. As you connect into your intuition more, you're connecting more fully into your authentic self, because you are intuitive already, whether you realize it or not. And the more that you consciously do, the more that you're accepting all of you. You're not repressing a part of you anymore. You trust yourself more, right? You're building that self-esteem. You start sharing your magic more with the world, and not a dimmed or curated or palatable version. Through that process of trusting and knowing yourself more, you start to heal. You're feeling better. You're less burnt out. You're more present in your life. You're creating deeper connections with people because you're connecting deeper into yourself. But we often dismiss mundane messages. We want sign your signs, or we want to be told a very specific outcome, very specific person or name or thing. And if the answer doesn't align with what we already want, we don't listen. Or we've just trained ourselves not to listen because it wasn't safe or accepted, or maybe there's gunk in your channel. And that's what we would call the noise, right? Like me, you maybe have had experiences of a lot of noise or static or blocking in your channel, in your intuitive radio. So if you are struggling to hear it or see it clearly, it doesn't mean your intuition isn't speaking to you. It just means there might be some static on the line. And that static comes from a lot of things. It can be old trauma, it can be doubt, it can be mental clutter, it can be being too in the head and not in the body. It's those beliefs that connecting into your intuition isn't safe, looking for answers outside of you instead of in here, believing that you don't have the wisdom within you already is giving your power away, your agency, your inner authority away. Which there's a difference between getting support and guidance from a trusted practitioner where they are offering reflection, where they are offering grounded space, safe space. That's very different. That's not giving your authority away, giving your power away. That's different than you wanting someone to tell you the answer. You want someone to take responsibility, right? There's a difference there. That static in your channel, in your intuitive radio, can come from trying to force a message as well, instead of receiving it. Maybe there's fear, maybe there's forced expectation or pressure to get it right. But not getting an answer can sometimes also be the answer. And it's also just part of the process of learning how to tune in. But what about the opposite? Okay, do you remember a time when you just knew something? You listened, bless your heart, you listened. You got some sort of inner knowing or vision. And even if it didn't feel comfortable, even if it was illogical, you listened and you did it. And then there's a time when you're a human and maybe you received a message, but you didn't act on it or you didn't follow through with it. And then afterwards, it's like, oh, I know I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I shouldn't have bought that. I shouldn't have gone to that party. I shouldn't have dated that person. I did it anyways. So remembering, I'm sure you've had those moments too, like me. Remembering when you did listen to your intuition and the outcome of the listening, that's an important lesson because we want more of that, right? It's like, yes, yes, please. But the time when you got an intuitive message move through you and you didn't listen is also just as important to reflect back on, because the outcome of that is also important learnings. Oh yeah, I don't want to feel that again. No, I don't like that. I would rather listen. It's all just information. And unfortunately, my intuitive journey, although started in my early 20s, it did not end there. It did not end. I landed this unexpected job. Literally, it's handed to me, asking me, inviting me into the, oh, hey, I'm intuitive. Hey, I'm psychic. It wasn't learning that, and then the rest is history, and we're here now. I wish. I don't wish, but it would be neat if it was a close case after that, but it wasn't. So my boss, who I was working for, ended up gaslighting me. He did not like that I was getting intuitive messages and receiving things that he wasn't receiving. He did a really good job at keeping me small and not trusting my intuitive abilities. In my mid-20s, my mom got cancer and ended up passing away in a very short amount of time after she got diagnosed. And I held a lot of guilt for that. I should have known. I was working on her. I could have done more to, all that guilt, all that shame. I couldn't help her. I should have been able to help her. That man that I was working for, I ended up studying under his mentor for years. And that man ended up expressing an abuse of power over me. And once again, I was left not trusting myself. And around that time as well, my boyfriend at the time, I was pregnant at the time, he was a baby daddy. Days before I gave birth, 4 days actually before I gave birth, he very unexpectedly passed away. So all of this is happening just kind of boom, 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 boom in my life. Needless to say, it was a difficult time. And although I learned at a pretty young age that I was intuitive, that I was psychic, I was starting to see clients using these methods, muscle testing and working with herbs and acupressure points, and I shut it all down. I was overwhelmed. I completely stopped trusting myself. Like, how could I have gotten into all of those things? How could all of these things happen to me? I was deep in grief. I felt wildly betrayed by life. I disengaged from life. I was depressed. I was drinking. And the idea of being in the body, like, what's being in the body? Right? It's just like deep dissociation. Listening to your intuition, what's listening to your intuition? So if you're in this phase of your journey of feeling disconnected from your body, from your intuition, not trusting yourself, feeling betrayed by life, whatever your expression is, I see you. I so very much see you and hold space for you because I stayed in that phase of my life for a chunk of time. It was dark. It felt hopeless. Even though I was getting these like little hints of returning to my energy work. At the time, I was doing nutrition work because it felt safe for me. It was like science-based and I can show up right this way. This is easy. Every once in a while, I'll be like, "Ugh, I kind of feel like there's something more." But I didn't trust myself. I didn't know what to do with that knowing. I dismissed it and I repressed it for years. But I also just didn't know how to start again, right? Like that self-trust wasn't there until years later, I had a spontaneous spiritual awakening. There was a vision of Archangel Michael and an eagle that came through. And at the time, I didn't even know what an archangel was. I don't even know if I'd heard that term or I'd heard it in passing, but I didn't like it, it meant nothing to me. But clear as day, I knew Archangel Michael was in front of me. I knew it was him. I can still see it. Him, that vision. I can see the eagle. I can feel what it feels like to be the eagle and flying and the muscles on my back and when the wings are in motion. And because I wasn't listening and I was repressing everything and I was doing the best that I could at the time, or so I felt. I got to a point where my guides, Archangel Michael, stepped in and he's like, it's time to return to your gifts. You have a lot more to share. And I could see these visions he was giving me of these possibilities of this future. And I was like, yeah, yeah, that's what I want. I know that's where I'm supposed to go. And I was like, how do I do it? And I didn't get an answer at the time because that's not how guides work. They're propelling you forwards. They're giving you that nudge, but what you do with that is your choice. So the sassy version is essentially like, fuck up. You have these gifts. It's time to get back on track, babe. You came here for a reason. And I did. I took a psychic course to help me because I was drowning in all these feelings and disconnected from the body, and it helped create this anchor point. But going through that process, I knew that there was a lot of information missing. And for me to come back to my body, to trusting myself, I dedicated, and at the time now I had 2 young kids. There was a lot going on in my life. I made the time to ground, to ground every day. And it helped turn my life around. It's so easy and it's like something that's free, but it's why I'm so passionate about teaching grounding and reminding people how to ground. Because without that, without the foundation, without your root system, you as a tree, you can only grow so high. So no matter where you find yourself in your journey, know that it's not too late. Your intuitive journey probably isn't straightforward either, but you're right here, right now, and you can access it again or for the first time. So we've connected into our own energy, your intuition. Now let's connect into spirit for our second guided meditation. Okay, so I want to close your eyes again. Just breathing into the body, finding that weighted energy again, grounding into your body, inviting the body to open up just a wee bit more, melting the tension, maybe dropping your shoulders, unclenching the jaw. And just holding space for the understanding that everyone's spiritual journey, everyone's intuitive journey will look different. And it's perfectly for you. You're not ahead, you're not behind, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Expressions of journeys are true and correct for your soul's desired outcome and experiences and learnings. And letting yourself, your body know that you are safe here, you are held, you are accepted, you belong here exactly as you are. We're going to connect into a guide now, not by reaching out, but by inviting the energy in more. And it's going to start feeling like there's a light dropping down from above, dropping down, 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 descending from above. A piece of you that appears beyond you, but is truly a part of you, of your soul. It's just going to start dropping down, 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 slowly from the cosmos, from the sky, into your energetic field, getting closer and closer till it drops into your crown. Allowing it to keep dropping in and landing in the heart. And it's almost like the force of dropping in is so great, it's like a magnet pulling, bringing you in. For a moment, don't chase this feeling, don't create expectations, just be with the energy. Be with the energy of light that just dropped into your heart space. Breathing into that light. Let it settle in. Just notice what happens when you bring your attention and awareness to this drop of light that is your guide. You can imagine your heart space opening wider to feel or see or hear the energy with greater potency. Simply with intent, opening, expanding like a window opening or a circle widening of your heart space. At first, simply allow yourself to recognize the energy. You don't need to name the form or the image, just invite recognition from your heart to your spirit guide. It's not your mind, but your heart that is leading. And if you feel like you have capacity, you can ask, what message of support do you have for me today? Do you have a message of support for me today? Or what would you have me know? And hold space for the subtle, for the light shifts in the body, for the soft inner knowing. Trusting that first awareness that comes through. You can ask, how will I know when you are near? How can I know when you are welcome to ask any other question, to converse with them, to take in any other information, or continue to just sit with the energy for a moment. When you are complete, give your thanks and gratitude for your guide, for their visit, trusting that even if you didn't consciously feel, see, hear them, that they are there with you. Knowing and trusting that as you say goodbye to them in this moment, it is your innate connection. You can reconnect into them whenever you choose. Start coming back into the body, to your breath, to the space. Gently open your eyes when you're ready. And as you come back in, I would love for you to share your experience in either connecting into your guide or when you first connected into your intuition. Write it in the comments. Send me an email. Is it your usual guide that came in? Is it a new one? How did it feel? What did you see? What was your message? You may have felt something, or you may have felt nothing. And that's okay too, because our intuition isn't always loud. It's not always neon signs. It's not always booming voices or vivid dreams or visions. Right? It's that whisper often. It's that quiet inner knowing. When we're asking ourselves to trust ourselves. You are constantly in communication with your intuition, your inner guidance system. The question isn't, am I intuitive? It's, am I listening, honoring, and trusting my intuition, even when these nudges, these hits seem so illogical or removed from my goal or go against societal norms, am I still able to honor, interest, and listen? That it's all leading me to my highest pathway, to a place that I can't even imagine yet. And you can learn how to turn on your intuition with more ease. You can be a highly sensitive person and safely open up your intuition without being drowned, without being bedridden, without being burnt out. Well, I've gone from being someone who believed I wasn't, necessarily special, certainly not intuitive, but very sensitive, very highly empathic, sensitive person, very science-minded, to realizing that energy work, being in the unseen, is my calling, to being completely and utterly lost, losing all faith in myself, my abilities, my self-trust, my self-confidence, all went down the toilet, to ebb and flow back. The route isn't always straight. It's not always linear, but it's never too late. And yours might be that way too. And in fact, I fully believe that all of the things that I went through have allowed me to show up in the work that I do with a deep, deep in my bones, unshakable faith now. It allows me to hold people through just awful, tragic brutality, the darkest side of humanity, without being lost, and guide them back home to their healed self, because I've traversed those moments myself. I've been through those layers. All those difficult, hard, shitty, awful moments have allowed me to be the teacher that I am now. All the good ones too. The good ones too. It's led me here to teach, to lead, to stand in my power and show you that you are capable of that too. This isn't just for me. It's not for a select few. It's for everyone. And if you're ready to keep moving deeper into your intuitive journey of remembrance, of empowerment, of trusting your inner knowing, I have Welcome Home Level 1 for you. It is my foundational course that teaches you step by step how to connect in.
Here it is, Welcome Home Level 1. But this is more than an intuitive course. It is guiding you to walk the path of coming back home to you. And that version of you is not someone who's more spiritual or more gifted, but the version of you that is already intuitive, because you're already connected. You're already powerful. Your intuition's already within you. Now you just need to remember how to connect into that safely, even if it's buried under layers of fear and doubt, trauma, or conditioning. In Welcome Home Level 1, we build the foundation. This is not a quick fix or copying how someone else connects. It's about creating safety in your own system to actually hear your own intuition and to learn how to trust it. To know yourself so deeply that you can discern what's yours and what isn't. These foundational pieces that you'll learn are like the ladder that allowed me to climb out of the pit of despair, right? What you're learning are those pieces that brought me back into reality, that allowed me to share my gifts with the world despite it feeling too much, or that I wasn't ready, or that, who am I to do this? So you learn how to ground, how to clear and protect your energy. You learn the difference between ego and soul. You learn what your intuitive language is, so the type of clair that speaks loudest through you or moves loudest through you. You learn how to connect in with your spirit team safely. So again, there's a new guided meditation to meet a spirit team member, and then an additional one to meet your gatekeeper, which is a specialized spirit team member. You learn how to embody and anchor the messages that you receive. Embodiment's a big part of this course. And you are going to move through how to meet your inner child and move through shadow works, those parts of us that can bring up blockages in our clarity or our beliefs that we aren't ready or worthy of this, or the things that bring static to our channel. What I'm teaching and sharing are those key learnings that brought me back from the brink of losing it all. Every week, there's 4 to 5 pre-recorded videos. Within each week, you have journal prompts. Every single week, for sure, there is intuitive journal prompts, so prompts specific to your intuition. But then there are some reflective questions based on specific videos. For example, in inner child work, there's going to be inner child prompts. Throughout the course, there is 15 guided meditations and audios for that fully immersive experience. Each week, you also get additional integration tools and bonus PDFs. For example, there's a downloadable chakra energy chart just to help anchor those learnings in even more. Additionally, each week there's intuitive practices. So this I'm really excited about because it allows you to activate that connection, not just in talking about it, not just in, this part of my life is intuitive and then the rest of my life I am this other person. With these practices, it's asking you to integrate these learnings into your everyday life. And we also have a private Telegram group and monthly connection calls. If something stirred in you today, even if it's just a flicker, an openness, a yes in the body, a curiosity in the heart, I invite you to keep going because the doors are now open. Welcome Home Level 1 is the course of meeting oneself. It is wholly designed for you to build the trust within you, for you to ground into your spiritual journey, for you to have that clear channel in a world of pop-up psychics and channels who are doing dangerous work. I see what is happening, and with this responsibility or understanding, I feel I hold a responsibility to teach people not to be a carbon copy of me or anyone else, because we don't need that. We need you to be in your authentic truth. We need you expressing your unique gifts and understandings and your piece of the puzzle. We can't see the whole understanding unless everyone's contributing their unique perspective and awareness and gifts. So Welcome Home Level 1 is about teaching those foundational skills that allow you to go inwards to connect to those understandings. And then soon in Welcome Home Level 2, once that's birthed to the world, that is a practitioner level. So then you're learning how to safely read others, do energy work, be the channel for the collective, to be in service of others. But none of that can happen if you aren't first tending to your own vessel, your own channel. And that's what Welcome Home is. So what you'll walk away with after 4 weeks, or you can move through it at your own pace. After 4 weeks, you will have clarity around how your intuition speaks to you, through you. You'll have a nervous system that feels safe receiving guidance and that inner confidence to take aligned action. And that comes through practice, but that also, it really helps doing those integrated weekly practices, building using your intuition into your everyday life. You will receive or gain more discernment, trust, and interconnection, a sense of returning home to your authentic self. But I want to be clear that none of this work or accessing your intuition is a promise overnight, flip the switch, your psychic get rich scheme. I can't guarantee that, but what I can guarantee is that when you open to your innate intuition, your innate intuitive abilities, you will create more flow in your life. You will move from that survival state and being disconnected from yourself and feeling like what's the point and just burdened down with all of life. And you get to drop into thriving. You get to drop into the fullness of the human experience. When you're connecting with your intuition, you save money, you save time, you build your inner confidence, you become more self-confident in your decision-making, in how you're presented to the world, how you feel about yourself. Your self-esteem increases. You're reharnessing your empowerment. This is about coming home to a part of you that has always existed. It just has been dimmed down or buried under those layers or in that conditioning. If you feel the pull, the link to join Welcome Home is going to be below. And I would love to walk this journey with you. You're not here by accident. Your soul felt that calling and it heeded that call, and it is ready to remember. You're remembering. So welcome home to that remembrance within you.
I am so glad that I decided to participate in Welcome Home. It was definitely the biggest present that I could ever give to myself, especially at the phase in my life that I'm in. It was for sure what I needed. It was for sure the guidance and the support that I was absolutely needing it. Throughout the weeks, I was definitely so excited for the community call. I absolutely just love to hear other people's stories. I just absolutely love to hear other people's experiences. The course was so good and so easy to follow and so easy to digest in general. The way that is organized, it's very friendly of all people at all stages of their spiritual and personal journey. It's not about those weeks or that time frame. It's just initiation of maybe a lifelong process. And I guess that's the beautiful part, I guess, that Welcome Home never really stops, never really ends. Not only about learning, and it's not about memorizing, it's come back home to ourselves, come back home and trust in the wisdom that resides in each and every single one of us. And in a world where everyone is telling us all the time what psychic abilities must look like, whether it's through media or books or whatever, it is so refreshing to actually hear a more realistic and more down to earth perspective about psychic abilities and how personal it with each and every single one of us really is. I think it's our birthright to access the fullness and the potential in us as multidimensional beings and as humans. And Welcome Home just really sets the space and provides the help and support for that to happen. It really empowers you and supports you so that you can empower and support others. And for that and for so much more, I am so deeply grateful.
You've made it this far. Thank you so much for joining Awaken Your Intuition today. If you have any questions, you can email me. My email is in the caption below. You can put it in the comments. I am happy to support you in any way. Welcome Home Level 1 is the course I wish that I had when I first started reigniting, reconnecting into my intuition. It's an accumulation of years of going through the ebbs and flows to becoming a teacher, to becoming a psychic, to working one-on-one with people for over 5 years as a professional. That's the only job that I do. But I haven't been drained. I am not burned out. I mentor people how to do this, expand into those gifts, and for others to do it safely too, but not so that they're contained, to encourage you to find your own light, your own expression of yourself, because that's what the world needs. And if you need a little support in that process, I would be honored to walk this path alongside you. If you feel called to enroll now, you can find the link below. Much love, much gratitude.